Well, it's clear that the Iranians want to show that they also have cards to play. And whether it is the downing of the American drone, whether it's saying they're going to increase uranium, it's their way of saying that we're not going to be pushed in a corner. We're going to push back as much as we can. The uranium enrichment level at the moment at 3.67 is not enough to get them to weapons-grade uranium. However, it's their way of saying in 60 days, we will go up even higher. And that could get us to a point where it's dangerous. If you start getting to a point where there is a serious concern that it could be weapons-grade uranium, in some ways that could push the Americans to take a much more drastic step than just sanctions. And, you know, some people have spoken about the possibility of surgical strikes. I don't think the Americans are thinking that just yet, but it will be something that they would probably consider if they felt that Iran got much closer to the possibility of having a nuclear weapon. Of course, that puts the Europeans in a difficult spot because, one, they want to protect the nuclear deal. This was very much a brainchild of the EU that first started negotiating with Iran all those years ago. However, the EU at the moment is going through a major change internally with changing, you know, the head of the European Commission, Federica Mogherini, who was really the face of European diplomacy, is on her way out. And so I think also we might be at a moment where Europe doesn't have as much a role to play while it does its own internal reshuffle.
We know that President Macron of France and President Rouhani over in Iran held a conversation this weekend. I think it's interesting to, I guess, ponder what Europe's next move will be. You touched on it there, but really, does Europe want to, I guess, shoulder the blame if they don't do anything and we see further escalations and then a strike by the United States, but then at the same time, Europe probably doesn't want to be seen to be capitulating to Iran as well?
That's right. They're in a very difficult position in the sense that they can't be seen to be appeasing Iran, but at the same time want to protect this deal. Now, it's interesting because President Macron of France, is feeling that he has to step out and kind of represent the European position. And however, both France and Germany came out with very strong statements yesterday condemning the move by the Iranians and telling them that you're putting us in a position where we can't continue to defend this deal. Of course, what the Iranians want is for the Europeans not to abide by U.S. sanctions against them. And it's very difficult for European private sector or the European countries to think about breaking with the U.S. and the important economic ties with the U.S. in order to maintain economic ties with Iran. And that is too difficult to sell for most Europeans. They will abide by the U.S. sanctions.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.